Today, Baba tells us that He is the one who comes and tells us all the secrets. And there are many secrets that Baba underlines today. Now, what is a secret? A secret is something that's there, but you can't notice it until you are told. So, like when somebody performs an act of magic, then they are doing it in front of you, but you can't see it, so it seems like a magic. But then you come to know the secret, and then you can see it. You can see what they are doing, and then it's no more magic. So a secret is a very interesting thing. It's there in front of you, but because it's, your intellect is wired like that, you can't see it. And then once you see it, you can't unsee it. So Baba comes and tells us these secrets. And the first secret that Baba tells us is that you are a soul and this is your body. So Baba reveals the meaning of Om Shanti. And Om Shanti means I am a soul and I have a body, and I, the soul, am peaceful. So Baba tells us that you are a soul and you are the one doing everything through the body. And you see that when we do not know the secret, then we think we don't understand what is the basis of our actions. So Baba says, you are the soul doing everything through the body, and the basis of your actions is your stage. Do you get this? So you perceive as you are, you speak as you are, you behave as you are. And because of not knowing the secret, we kept blaming people and situations for our experiences, our words, our behaviors, and then we tried to correct them so much. But Baba says, 4 laws: you perceive as you are, you speak as you are, you act as you are, and then you get as you do. So karma is something that you create because of your own stage, and then that karma comes back to you. And when we do not know the secret, then we are blaming people, situations, surroundings for our own acts. And then we think that I'm not in control of my karma, or I don't have power over what I do because I am a slave of the circumstances, or I'm a slave of the behaviors of other people. But Baba tells us the secret that you are a soul and you are doing everything through this body. And because you are doing everything through this body, so you have to take care of your stage, because you do as you are. And Baba also gives us the knowledge, the secret. He tells us that I, the soul, have taken many births. And as I came on this journey of birth after birth after birth, I have lost my purity and I have become impure. And because of this impurity, I am perceiving, speaking, acting, and in a impure manner. So why I am under the influence of vices, or why I'm spoiling my karma, is because of my stage of impurity. And that is why Baba says The first thing is to purify yourself. Yes, and Baba says that all the solutions lie in purifying ourselves. So you see that in this world we are taking sorrow and giving sorrow. Yes, and why are we taking sorrow? Because of impurity, I am perceiving in a very sorrowful manner. So you see, just like, have you seen that when you have a wound on your foot or on your hand, and then something very little also touches the wound, then even somebody, trying to lovingly caress you is going to touch the wound and you're going to scream out of pain. Why? Because you are in pain, so you will perceive that loving touch also as a blow. So somebody is trying to hurt you, that will be your experience because there is a wound and there is pain in the hand or in the foot. Similarly, when there is impurity in the soul, then you are hearing what the other person is not even saying or intending to say. Yes, for example, if you can hurt, if you can hear offense or insult or contempt in anybody else's voices, then it could be that it is because of your impurity that you are hearing all those things. Yes, for example, if somebody just told you, change this about yourself, so you will not hear the good wish in their heart, but you will hear contempt in their voice. Why? Because there is impurity inside. And because of this, we take sorrow. Because of this, we take sorrow from behaviors, we take sorrow from words, we take sorrow from surroundings. So, even, surroundings, whatever surroundings you are in, so you associate them according to your stage. So the mind thinks by association. If there is a lot of trauma inside you, then in any surrounding, some trauma will get triggered. And then you start feeling fearful or anxious. But actually, it's not about the surrounding. It's about your subconscious and unconscious mind that's full of these, these traces of impurity or these memories of impurity. And we have lived in Ravan Rajya for 63 births, and we have taken a lot of sorrow, and all that sorrow is there inside. And that sorrow gets activated whenever we see something, hear something, and then consequently, because of all that sorrow, you are also reacting. Instead of choosing your actions, you are reacting. And this is how you keep spoiling your karma, and it becomes a vicious cycle. So, the first secret that Baba tells us is the soul is doing everything through the body, and the soul has become a papatma through continuous birth and rebirth. And because of that, all our perceptions and actions have become pap karma. And because of that, the pap is getting multiplied day by day. So, when we know this secret, then instead of investing our energy in creating an image through which other people will behave differently with us, or in trying to change other people's behaviors or actions, or instead of wasting our energy in changing situations, trying to change situations, we will just make an effort to purify ourselves. And Baba says the method to purity is choose purity of, food, drishti, attitude. So how do you make your drishti pure? By holding in your awareness that everybody is a soul, not seeing the body, but seeing the soul. How do you make your attitude pure? By having a brotherly attitude, that we are children of the same father, we are brothers. So this is how, Baba says, adopt purity, choose purity in thoughts, attitude, drishti, food, drink, lifestyle. And then Baba says, the most important thing for purity is remember me, because I am the purifier. And the more you remember me, the more you focus your attention on me, I will purify you. So, if you made that effort to purify yourself, then this taking sorrow and giving sorrow will change. And yesterday, there was this one Mata, and she had called and she said that earlier, Didi, when anybody said something or did something, I used to take it very personally. And although I listened to Gyan, I used to always feel that no, they did it on purpose, they said this on purpose, and they intended to hurt me or offend me. And anything that anybody did or said, I used to take it very personally. But she said, and I did not, I did not even think that knowledge could change this. But when I started having yoga with Baba and my internal world changed, now I can see that people are doing everything or saying everything because of themselves, not because of me. And she said, this shift has happened without me doing any churning on this topic. This shift has happened, my taking sorrow has changed to giving happiness. And I have started understanding that everybody is doing what they are doing because of themselves. And instead of feeling sorrowful, feeling offended, and giving back that sorrow, let me just try to help them get over their stage. So now I don't, I don't take sorrow, I don't take offense, I don't take anything personally. Rather, I'm very merciful, and I give happiness, give love despite everything to everyone. So this shift happens when you understand that the seed is you. So just like, if you keep watering a plant, but you don't know that you have to water the seed, but instead you keep watering the leaves and the branches, then what happens is the plant is slowly withering. But when you understand, when you go to school, you are taught the secret that the seed is the main part of the plant, and then you have to water the seed and the roots, and then when you do it right, then the whole tree is sustained. Similarly, Baba also tells us this secret that the soul is most important. The soul is doing everything through the body. The soul is the driver, the body is just a car. So, whatever you are doing is dependent on your stage, and your stage is impure right now. So, you better focus on purifying yourself. So, this is the first secret that Baba tells. And then Baba tells us another secret, because you see, Baba today says that in the Gita you hear God speaks. Yes, but you do not know that God is not corporeal, God is incorporeal. So I come and tell you the secret that the sermonizer of Gita, the one who comes and speaks the Gita, is not a corporeal being, he is incorporeal. And he is the one speaking to you. And the one who speaks the Gita doesn't come in the copper age, he comes in the confluence age, in the end of Kali Yuga and beginning of Satyug. So Baba comes and tells these secrets about himself, that I am the sermonizer of Gita, I am an incorporeal being of light, and I come in the confluence age. And then Baba tells us that, I do not come into the cycle of birth and death. So Baba says, I do not take rebirth, or I do not take birth from a womb. I enter the body of Brahma Baba and speak the knowledge of the Gita. And Baba also tells us another very important secret, that if I come into a womb, then I will take sustenance. Yes, and I am the Supreme Father, Supreme Mother. I cannot have a father and mother and take sustenance from them. So I never come from a womb. I come directly, enter the body of Brahma Baba and perform my task. So Baba tells us that if you believe that the sermonizer of Gita is a bodily being, then that bodily being cannot be God, because if you take birth through a body and you receive sustenance from parents, then you cannot be the Supreme Father, Supreme Mother. So Baba says, I am the one who is the sermonizer of Gita. I come in the confluence age. And then Baba tells us another very important secret, which is hidden. Although we hear the scripture called Gita, that secret is very hidden. And that secret is that through the Gita, three religions are established. So the Brahmin, the Suryavanshi, the ones who come in Satyug, and the Chandravanshi. Three, clans are established through Gita. So Baba says it's not that I come and do nothing, because you see, in the scriptures it is written that God came and he spoke the Gita, and then everything finished. There was complete pralay, or everything went to destruction. But Baba says, how is that possible? I come and teach you Raj Yoga, so definitely there will be a kingdom that will follow my coming. And I come and then you go and rule in the Satyugi kingdom. And then from there also it doesn't finish there. There is again the Treta Yugi kingdom which you go to. So Baba says, I don't come for nothing. I come to give you the sovereignty of heaven. And I tell you the method that you have become impure, so you lost everything. Now you have to purify yourself by following my directions. And when you purify yourself, you will go and again become the master of heaven. And Baba also tells us another secret, which is that there are, when we say impurity, then we talk of 5 vices: lust, anger, ego, attachment, and greed. But Baba says the most important thing is body consciousness. So Baba also tells us the root of impurity. The root of impurity is body consciousness. So when you become body conscious, then lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, they attack you. So Baba tells us you have to kill the root. Yes. So in this we have to understand that consciousness. So you see, every soul has sanskars, and do you know that we always have all the sanskars? So it's not like, our so the soul is a full soul. The whole recording is there in the soul. The soul has always got a set of sanskars, right from the most vicious ones to the most virtuous ones. All the sanskars are always there in the soul. But do you know what is the key for sanskars? The key for sanskars is consciousness. So when we are body conscious, then the sanskars of lust, anger, attachment, ego, greed, they emerge. And when we are soul conscious, then the sanskars of knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, power, they emerge. So Baba also tells us this very important secret, that do not try to fight with lust and anger and ego just like that. So if you don't make an effort to become soul conscious, but you are trying to fight with lust, fight with anger, it becomes a very difficult proposition. But Baba says, if you understand the secret that body consciousness is the reason, the root of all vices. So have you seen there are 2 pictures in knowledge, you can just Google it and see the tree of soul consciousness and the tree of body consciousness. So, in that tree, you see that when the seed is soul consciousness, then all the virtues are flowering on that tree. So, it's a whole tree, and the tree is full of virtues, and the seed is soul consciousness. And when the seed is body consciousness, then all the vices are emerging on the tree. So, Baba tells us that I come to purify you, I come to establish the world of heaven, the world of happiness, peace, prosperity, and purity. And I tell you the secret that the seed is body consciousness, because of which all these vices are attacking you. So that is why Baba says, instead of fighting with the vices, try to attain that stage of soul consciousness. Practice being soul conscious. Always practice that I am a soul, I am not this body, I am not what I have, what I do. I am a soul, I am peaceful, I am pure. So seat yourself on the seat of your sweetest form of light, your virtues of peace and purity, in the remembrance of your Baba and sweet home. So Baba says, once you make this effort, then all the vices that are overpowering you will not have that much power over you. So this is also another secret that Baba tells us. And then Baba tells us many secrets. Today in the Murli, Baba is underlining all the secrets. And Baba tells us that I tell you the secret about my occupation. So Baba says, I come and become your father, teacher, and Satguru. So you see that in the world we sing, God is our father, mother, teacher, guide, everything. But then we never experience God as the father, teacher, and Satguru. So Baba says, my occupation is I practically adopt you. I practically teach you. I practically give you directions. So do you know that in bhakti, the relationship between a guru and a shishya is that the shishya takes directions for everything from the guru. Yes, so if there are gurus that people have, adopted, then what happens is they go to the guru and ask for everything. They will ask, whether I should invest in this project, or I should get my daughter married to this boy or not, or when do I get her married, or every kind of consultation you take from the guru. But Baba says that God is the Satguru, Shiv Baba is the Satguru. And those vicious gurus, they are not gurus who give you the right direction. So Baba says, I give you the directions for everything, and not for the directions of just your, business or this or that. I give you the directions of how to get up, what time to sleep, how to sleep, what to eat, what to think. Everything I give you directions about. Where to go, where to not go. And Baba says, I play this part in a very practical way. I come and become your parent, your teacher, and your Satguru. And I'm directing you for everything. I'm teaching you the secrets of the universe. I'm teaching you the secrets of how you were a deity and then you transitioned into an impure soul by taking birth. So I give you the teachings about myself, the teachings about the beginning, middle, and end of the world. I give you the teachings about what to do, what to not do, and I adopt you. I become the parent. And you see, the parent gives inheritance. And Baba says, I practically give you the inheritance of heaven. And here I have come and I'm teaching you how to change from a human to a deity. And this is also another secret that Baba says only you children know. Yes, nobody in the world knows that Baba has come and Baba has become my father, teacher, Satguru. And Baba is teaching me the secrets of the world and teaching me how to transition from a human to a deity. but you know these secrets of how Baba comes, when he comes, what he does, and you are the ones taking benefit of that. And then Baba tells one more secret, and that is a law. And Baba says, in the world, people believe that good people can suffer. Yes. So Baba says that you must understand that you can only suffer when you have committed sin. Yes. And then Baba gives a very important law to us, that nobody who is impure can establish a dharma. So all the dharma pitas, the prophets, are pure souls. And anybody who is a pure soul cannot suffer, because a pure soul has come directly from the soul world. So after you have come and spent some time in this world of impurity, then you cannot be pure. So you have accumulated the burden of sin. But once the soul has come directly from the soul world, the soul has no baggage of sin. And when there is no baggage of sin, you cannot suffer. So Baba tells this law, and Baba clarifies for us that, just like I descend into the body of Brahma Baba, the prophet souls also descend into some body. Why? Because if they came directly from a womb and they, from taking birth to growing up, they lived a life and then established religion, then by that time they would become impure. So Baba says, just like I enter as the body of Brahma Baba, prophet souls also enter some body. And Baba tells us the secret that the only difference between Baba and prophet souls is that after entering a body and establishing a religion, that prophet soul will come and take rebirth in its own religion. But Baba, once he comes in Sangam Yug, he doesn't take rebirth, he goes back. So the only difference between a prophet soul and the supreme soul is that the supreme soul comes just like prophet souls, but then supreme soul Shiv Baba doesn't take rebirth. Prophet souls, they come directly, enter another body, but they take rebirth also. So this is the difference. So Baba says that, have you noticed that in the journey of prophet souls, you see that, they lead a very ordinary life. So Jesus was ordinary, and then Buddha was ordinary. So, and then the names were different. So he was Jesus, and then it was Buddha, it was Gautam. And then after a long time, they have an episode which is called the Day of Enlightenment. And then something shifts in them, and then they start preaching and teaching, and they have a different personality. So what happens on the Day of Enlightenment? On the Day of Enlightenment, another soul, which is a prophet soul, enters that body. So Christ, the Savior, enters the body of Jesus, or Buddha, the wise one, enters the body of Gautam. And Baba says that the one who establishes the religion is the pure soul, the prophet soul that entered. And later, you see, in the journey of prophet souls, we see that after the religion is established, so once they start preaching and teaching, they before the religion is established, they go through a lot of suffering. They go through a lot of infliction of pain, just like it is said that Jesus was crucified, or any prophet, you take his life history, he goes through a lot of turbulence in the world, and people oppose and people inflict suffering on them. And Baba says that suffering is not endured by that pure prophet soul. That suffering is endured by the soul in whose body the prophet soul enters. And Baba says, similarly, I am the ocean of purity, and I enter the body of Brahma Baba. And whatever suffering happens, Brahma Baba endures that. I do not endure any suffering because I am beyond any suffering. I am the ocean of purity. So if there is any pain, any disease, any paper of insult or defamation, so Baba says all these exams, all these test papers are passed by Brahma Baba, not by me. So this is also another secret, or rather a very important spiritual law in the universe that Baba tells us about. Then Baba tells us that just like there are many ways in which we receive punishment, yes, so we receive punishment through unfavorable situations and behaviors. We receive punishment by, when we leave the body. So when we will go, we will receive punishment in Dharamraj Puri if we have not purified ourselves properly. But Baba says there is another method of punishment that the soul receives, and that is in the womb. So Baba says, in Satyug, the womb is like a palace. So palace signifies happiness. So it's a happy place. There is no suffering because there is no karmic accounts that the soul is carrying, because the soul is pure in Satyug and it is creating a karma. So no negative karmic accounts are created by the soul in Satyug. But from the copper age, the womb becomes a place for punishment. And Baba says that you receive punishment in the womb. And you see that Baba tells us that when the soul is in the womb, so you see the womb is like a jail. The jail is made very small, yes, and the womb is also a very small place. And in that, the soul is there, and then the soul receives visions of what the soul did in the past lives, and those visions make the soul suffer. And when the soul is very scared of his own karma, then the soul promises that once I come out, I will make everything right and I will not do any pap karma anymore. Because when you're body conscious, then every pap karma looks like right karma. So when the soul is in the body and body conscious, then it does a lot of things. But then when it is shown the same things in a state of soul consciousness, then it feels very sorry and creates repentance about what it did. And then it cannot even see what the soul did. So just imagine you shouted at somebody or you behaved badly with somebody, and then somebody shows you the video recording of how you behaved or how you shouted. Would you like to see that? No, nobody. You see, it's very interesting that you are the one doing all that, but you will not like that video recording you would not like to see that yourself, nor would you like anybody else to see it. So Baba says it is similar to that. So you feel very offended when you see that, and then you pledge that I will not do any pap karma anymore. But then once you come out of the womb, it's an impure world, and then again you become body conscious when you start speaking, and then you start doing the same things all over again. So these are some of the secrets that Baba has shared today. You can go through the whole Murli. There are many other secrets that Baba has shared. And keep these secrets in your awareness, because Baba says, when you know what you didn't know, then you can do what you didn't do, and you can become what you didn't become. So this is how Baba takes us on the path of reformation. Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today Baba says that Dharma Sthapak, we children are also like Dharma Sthapak,
yes.
And we are also cooperating with Baba in establishing those three kingdoms.
Yes.
And Baba says that if Dharm Sthapak has vices, then how will he become Dharm Sthapak?
Correct.
So we have to prioritize purity anyhow, and this is our role in Sangam Yuga,
Yes.
and this is how we can become real Sevadhari.
Yes.
And Baba today clearly says you will get your status according to your Purusharth.
Yes.
And there is no compulsion or any kind of pressure, it's by choice. When we accept the truth, like the truth, and hold the truth, we automatically go forward towards this only.
Yes.
And one more thing Baba says today, uh, see sweetly, talk sweetly, and act sweetly.
That's sweet.
And this means that Baba looks at us, that is sweet drishti,
Yes.
because he sees our truth only.
Yes.
And in soul conscious state, we can also experience the same thing.
Correct.
Then automatically this alignment comes.
Yes.
Seeing, speaking, and acting.
Yes.
And it's all matter of awareness more and more.
True.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.